We're sitting there bringing in John Dean. John Dean. When my staff told me that, I thought they were punking me.
In case you missed the latest development of the grand impeachment spectacle going on here on Capitol Hill, House Democrats recently scheduled a hearing that was not a formal impeachment hearing against President Trump. It was just a hearing they scheduled about their desire to impeach President Trump. And instead of having any witnesses who had any firsthand accounts or information about high crimes, misdemeanors, or other wrongdoing on behalf of the president, they got Watergate scandal-era White House counsel John Dean, who pleaded guilty to obstruction of justice in the 1970s. Yeah. So why are Democrats trying so hard to make people think of Watergate when they think of Russiagate and President Trump and everything else? I spoke with House Judiciary Committee Republican Andy Gibbs to figure all this out.
John Dean, right? So he's an incredible witness. See, nobody believes him. He has no veracity. Nobody believes him. His reputation for truthfulness, his history of prevarication is well documented, right? And so they don't have anybody else. So look who they brought on this panel. You got John Dean. We could spend all day talking about his baggage. I mean, he has spent the last 45 years profiting from trying to rehabilitate his reputation. So leave that alone. But they brought in two law professors who've spent the last set of months savaging this president. And they bring these two law professors in to what reason? To say, oh, by the way, we know what obstruction of justice is, and this president is committed obstruction of justice. The point is, they're not honest brokers, and they're doing a pseudo impeachment inquiry because Nancy Pelosi has said, we're not going to do an impeachment, but they'll get to an impeachment.
Here's the thing. If you're having to rely on the testimony of a guy who pled guilty to obstruction of justice 45 years ago to back up your point, what in the world does that say about the legitimacy of these Democratic attempts to impeach President Donald Trump?
It tells you that they're standing or trying to stand on water. There is nothing supporting them. There's no foundation. They know there's no foundation. They also know that politically it is dicey. That's why you've got somebody who's a partisan guy who's just absolutely way out there in his own district. I mean, he's safe. As Nancy Pelosi would say, you could elect a cup of water in his district provided it said Democrat on it, and that's Jerry Nadler. So Chairman Nadler is out there. He's trying his best to appease his base, and he really believes in impeachment. That's where the Democrats are. They don't know whether to go forward, go backward, go to the right, go to the left. All they know is they don't like Donald Trump, and their base wants him to be impeached. And now Nancy Pelosi said, let's throw him in prison instead of impeaching him, basically. That's where they are. There's nothing substantive being done because they have no substantive policy ideas. Everything that they have is a hook on Donald Trump. Now talk about blowing up the status quo. In a way, Donald Trump really has blown up the status quo because that's where the Democrats are. They have no policy objectives, no goals. We're not going to get anything done, but we're doggone it, we're going to try to embarrass Donald Trump. Crazy. It's crazy. It's ludicrous.